So in this video today, I am going to walk you through how I use Claude to manage my decision making and priority task workflow. What do I mean by that? So every founder has this problem. I certainly do, because trying to scale the business to 10 million a year, where you are either spending too much time on the wrong task or you don't know what you should be spending your time on. And you don't have a clue on what your task should be for that day. You have like a mental block, like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And then you just kind of do things, and those things are not necessarily the best use of your time. So how I do this is I have set myself up a workflow where I use AI to help me prioritize what the key tasks I need to do for in a daily basis or a weekly sprint basis. And it's just a loop. Once we do that, we move on to the next week or the next day where we just regenerate them again and have the focus tasks of that day. So let me walk you through it. Now, you could use this in chat or any other AI, but I prefer Claude for this. And let me break it down to you. So let me give you some context first. How I've set my day up now as a founder is I only have 4 main calls I take every day. So every day I take these 4 calls all the time. And these are my sync calls with my leadership team from each department. So I have the leadership sync, which is obviously a sync call with the leadership team in general. Then we have a sales sync. The sales sync is where I jump on my call the sales team and we go through all the sales statistics, the key metrics, what we need to improve on in the sales side. The CRM sync is where I jump on with my lead builder who builds and manages our Go High Level in case there's any edits and changes that need to happen in there, or if there's like new automations we want to run or new email campaigns, things like that, that need to be built inside Go High Level specifically. Ad sync is my sync with my marketing and ads team where we look at the ad performance and make sure our ads are, running well and they're not exhausted yet. And we're looking at the key metrics like the cost per acquisition and the cost per booking. Then, as you can see, these are not just there to show you the calls I have. This is how I've arranged my workflow inside Claude. So I've created a Claude project folder. You can call it whatever you want. Inside that project folder, we have a knowledge base. Now, the knowledge base is basically everything about your business. So this is going to be custom to you, whatever you want to add in there in terms of like your offer, how you run your business, what you sell, who you're selling it to. This is important to have because decisions and the tasks that it generates are relevant to your business and what your goals are. If your goal is I want to scale my business to 10 million a year, it's going to make sure you're prioritizing tasks that are relevant to the goals in your knowledge base. So that's important to have done right. Then I have 5 main chats inside this project. So these are all Claude chats. So there's the leadership, this is literally I've named them. The chat is called leadership sync, sales sync, CRM sync, ad sync, and then context log. Actually, there's 6 chats. The 6th chat is my tasks. So this is a 6th chat. Now, it's a very simple loop. Very simple. Each chat is used to take the transcripts of my calls and analyze them and give me the main talking points of that conversation. Okay? So let's say I just had my leadership call. Let's just say, let's say at the end of the day I do this, okay? So let's say that end of the day I had my leadership call, I had my sales call, my CRM call, my ads call. So I had all the 4 main calls that I usually take. Now it's like end of day. What I'll do is I will go and I'll get the transcripts of all those calls. So I use like Fathom to record and get the transcripts. And I will get the transcript of the leadership call. I will paste it into this chat. And I will just tell it, summarize the call. Or I don't even have to tell anything because it's already in the knowledge base. The knowledge base has told it what these chats are for and what it should do, and I just paste the transcript inside. Okay? So I'll paste the transcript. It'll analyze the call. It'll then give me key action items. But not only that, it'll give me a small snippet called context log. So it'll give me like everything that needs to happen, and it'll be called context log. So remember that. I'll have that. I'll do the same thing for the sales sync. It'll give me the summary of the call and the context log snippet. I'll do the same for CRM, summary of the call and the context log snippet. Same with ads, the summary of the call and the context log snippet. Now, what I'm doing with those context log snippets is I'm copying them and I am pasting them in the context log the context log chat. Think of this as like a repository. And the goal of this chat is very simple. Every day or every week, or however your cadence is, you're posting new updates into the context log. And then the point of that chat is to every time you do post those updates, it will generate a new version of the context log. So there's the baseline, and then like let's say every day I post in here, I copy paste the context log snippets and I put it in here. It'll then generate like version 2 with all the updates from that day. And then the next day it'll generate version 3 and then version 4, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So this is something that will always be updated on a daily or weekly basis based on the conversations and the action items. It's like a repository. Now, every time you generate that artifact, it could be an MD file or a PDF, but probably MD file is definitely the way you want to go. All you want to do is add that MD file into your knowledge base and update it. Okay? So what you're doing is the knowledge base will have a folder or a file called context log. And that version of that file will be updated every day or week, depending on how often you update your context log. So you are updating it in there. Then the final step is you're going to have a final chat called My Tasks. And you're just going to prompt that chat. You're going to be like, okay, analyze the latest version of the context log in the knowledge base and give me all the highest priority tasks I need to focus on today or this week or whatever. And obviously it's going to read your knowledge base. It's going to read the latest context log. And then it's going to generate you the key high priority tasks based on all the calls you've had that you need to focus on. And now, of course, there's a lot of customization, right? You can prompt it or you can train the knowledge base to, when it prompts the tasks, like it only gives you your tasks, or it gives you your tasks plus everyone else's tasks so you can send it to them, or so you can watch it and things like that. Or you can even set it up where it generates the task list as like a HTML, and then like you literally have a HTML task list that you can check off every time you've done it. So if I was to give you like a real life example, let's say every week I want to update this and I want to have like a weekly sprint. So every week I want to generate the tasks, the most important tasks I need to look at for that week. How would I do it? Let's start with like a baseline, okay? Let's say like this is the first time I'm ever doing this. Obviously, what I would do is I would have a week of all these calls. Then I will get all the 5 calls per chat or the 5 transcripts per chat, put them in, collect the context log snippets, give it to the context log, update it into the knowledge base, and then I'll tell it, okay, these are all the calls I had last week or this week. Give me all the high priority action items I need to focus on next week so we can push the company ahead. And then that's the baseline. Now, every week, you're basically updating the context log, feeding into the knowledge base. And then once you've finished your tasks, you'll be like, okay, all these tasks are completed. Look at the updated knowledge base, give me the new tasks to work on. And then it's just a loop. You repeat it going like that on and on and on. Now, again, if you may have other tasks that arise, just impromptu tasks, just add them to the list or just kind of write them down and keep working on those. That's fine. But the whole point of this, right? And keep in mind, let me just be very clear about this. This may not be the most efficient way of doing it, okay? Because this Claude Code, this Claude Cowork, and I'm using all of those as well. Like I use Claude Code very heavily. This isn't the most efficient way to do it. This isn't probably not the best way, and I know that, okay? But this is the simplest way to get anyone who's not using AI and Claude to help them make the right decisions to start helping them make the right decisions. Because it's very simple. You don't need the desktop app. You don't need anything. All you need is Claude, create a project folder, give it a knowledge base, have these chats. Let's say you only take 2 calls a day, have 2 chats, and then a context log, and then My Tasks. And every week or every day you have those calls, put the transcripts in the chats, let it give you the summaries and the context log snippet. Then you copy paste that into the context log chat, update the knowledge base with the new version of the context logs, and then prompt the task chat to give you the task for that day. And it's not, like I said, it's not the best way of doing it, but what it means is any business owner, like, you know, the business owner that owns 3 wellness centers, right, that doesn't have any time to play around with AI, this is a good way for you to start. Or the home service owner that is in the field going to fix, you know, radiators and air conditioning units. This is a good way for you to start because you can do it on your phone, right? Or if you're having conversations with team members in the field, you know, you can record those conversations and paste those transcripts in here. So it's not the best way. Don't get me wrong. There's Claude Code, there's a lot of other ways you can do it. But this is the best way for someone to get started and actually It's the most functional way to get started that will actually generate you good results and is a good place to start. And if you keep doing it this way, then you will start to enter into the rabbit hole of AI and how you can use, Claude Code and Cowork to help you with that. So this is how I do it when I'm not trying to complicate my life. Because again, I'm running a business, I'm running the show. I can't start sitting in Claude Code every day and waiting for it to get things done. I've actually found that doing it this way is faster than using Cowork and building skills. Like that kind of wastes time. Whereas if I do it like this, yes, there's more steps because I have to put the transcript in the chat, and then I have to take the summary of the transcript and then put it into the context log, and then I have to add the new context log into the project folder, knowledge base, and then I have to go to my tasks and then tell it, okay, now tell me the new tasks based on the knowledge base. But you know what? It works. And honestly, it takes me like 5 minutes max to get it done. And every start of the week on the Monday morning when I'm ready to sit down, I do this and I get my sprint for that week. And I kill those tasks every week. And what does that mean? It means every week I am one step closer into reaching my goals for the business. I am making sure I'm making the right decisions. I am focusing on the right tasks, and I'm delegating where I need to delegate to. And it gives clarity in that day because you're not just sitting there thinking, oh, what am I supposed to do now for the business? No, you know what you're meant to do for the whole week because you have a list. And once you finish the list early, let's say you take 3 days to finish it, perfect. Just start working on the next sprint or start working on the next tasks because you'll keep on a daily basis updating the context log. All right, that's it for today's video. Let me know if that was useful. If you're using Claude Code or Cowork to have more interesting ways of doing this, let me know in the comments because I'd love to learn for myself anyway. Again, this is not the best way of doing it, but it is the best way to get started if you're not doing it at all. All right, catch you in the next video.